Promoter Eddie Hearn has announced today that his latest heavyweight signing, Luis Ortiz, will take on Malik Scott on November 12th in Monte Carlo for the WBA Intercontinental Heavyweight World Title. Scott is a replacement for Carlos Takam, who has decided to go another route and fight his countryman, Johan Duopa, instead. The Takam fight was going to be for the WBA Interim World Title, so it was a higher level title than the Intercontinental belt. Ortiz must be slightly disappointed about that, and I personally am, because had he fought Takam for the Intercontinental, or anybody for the, had he fought Takam for the Interim World Title, or anybody, then that would have put him in a position where he was going to fight for a world title very, very soon. The full version of the world title. Whereas this Intercontinental belt here on the line against Malik Scott, I'm not sure where it's going to get him and how quickly it's going to get him there. Anyway, let's talk about Scott as an opponent. I think the last thing that a 40-year-old fighter like Luis Ortiz, and one or two people in the comment section to my last video took exception to the fact that I kept saying Ortiz was 40 years old. I know his official age is 37. I said it in the last video. Why am I saying he's 40? Well, it's a mix of sarcasm and also the possibility that he's not actually the age that he states he is. A lot of people, including Dylan White, by the way, have speculated that Ortiz is actually far older than 37, and he wouldn't be the first sportsman to put a fake age up as their official age. I can tell you, for one, me and my friends who are all around, a similar age, we look a hell of a lot younger than Luis Ortiz. I could tell you that for a fact. Yeah. Anyway, I think that the last thing that a 40-year-old man wants is to fight a slick fighter who's going to use a lot of movement, jab, and, box basically on the back foot. I think that's the last thing that Luis Ortiz would want from a stylistic point of view. He would prefer somebody who's going to come forward and fight, or at least somebody that's going to be a little bit more stationary. I know when he fought Tony Thompson, Thompson was moving around, but Thompson can't move around very quickly. Yeah, Malik Scott is a slick fighter and he can move well. He's only, I think, 35 himself. Well, I say only, he's getting on actually. But he is slick, he can move, and he don't have that many miles on the clock, even though he's been around for a long time. He hasn't been in too many wars, he hasn't taken too much punishment, so he should be fairly fresh. The biggest problem for Malik Scott, in my view, is that his punch resistance is not the best. He got dropped when he fought Tony Thompson, and dropped quite heavily. I think that was quite late in the fight, maybe the 9th, 10th round, somewhere around then. He got dropped heavily by Thompson, and obviously he's been down in several other fights. So while he might be able to give Ortiz problems on the outside for a few rounds, you have to imagine that eventually Ortiz is going to catch him, and when he does, it will probably be over pretty quickly. So I don't know. Let me know how you feel about this fight. Would you have preferred the Takam fight like I would have done? And it's not just because of the title that was at stake for the Takam fight. It's also stylistically, I just think Takam would have made for a better fight for Ortiz. Now he's fighting Malik Scott instead. Still, if Ortiz is as good as people like me and other people are saying he is, then he should be able to deal with a Malik Scott, shouldn't he? Although styles do make fights, people. I know a lot of you are probably sick of hearing that term, but it is true. Styles make fights, and somebody who's going to move around on a 40-year-old man is, in my view, the type of person who's going to cause him the most issues. So we'll see what Scott can do. Let me know in the comment section below. Damn, that frog is still in my throat. Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about this fight. How do you see it going? Do you think Ortiz will catch up to Malik Scott over 12 rounds? Or do you think Malik Scott could even pull off a monumental upset? Yeah, drop it all in the comment section below. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.